Yo, 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 yo. What is up, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing good on a Super Bowl Super Sunday. I'm actually trying out something different over here, step by step, like I said. I've been teaching myself, taking the time, putting in the work. Little by little, I'm making sure that, doing what I got to do to be better. Yeah, that's right. It's a different background to back. Not at the Super Bowl. Super Bowl hasn't started yet, by the way. But Chiefs are going to win. I'll get that out of the way real quick, let you know. Score wise, I'm on the fence between that 28 to 10, maybe 35-17. But either way, I don't see it being a close game. Listen to these knuckleheads here announce things and give their commentary while we're listening or waiting for the game to start. They're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about out of their minds. They said the best player on the Chiefs offense. On the Chiefs offense, and they didn't say skill position. They said Chiefs offense was Travis Kelsey. And clearly, Travis Kelsey is one of the best, if not the best, at the skill position, i.e., receivers, etc. But the best on the offense is going to be Patrick Mahomes. That's just, yeah. So take what they say with a grain of salt. I already told you I think the Chiefs are going to win. Mortgage the house. Mortgage the house. That's just do it. It's going to happen. But today, I didn't get on to talk about the Super Bowl. I'll be on. Probably have somebody else on there that got some of this little software. I'm giving it a test. Just testing it out, see if I like it, and see if it's worth the investment, because it's all an investment. You see, the more I invest, whether it be in the camera that's in a higher resolution or a better mic for clarity and hearing me and being able to articulate better and be heard more clearly. So everything has a purpose, and that's just the way life should be in general. But as you can see, I have done a couple things. The StreamYard is what I'm trying to go with and see if I like. And there's so many options out there that it's crazy. But like I said, today I want to talk about some of the channels and some of the content creators out there that I enjoy, that I watch, as far as when it comes to the hobby. And these guys are all primarily hobby guys. There's other guys that I watch that are not in the hobby, but in sports more so than anything. Wi-Fi Willie, I like him. Raiders fan. Got the microphone, Flemlo Raps, Tough Frog. Those guys, when you want to talk more about sports and talk about sports, those are the guys that are more to that. I don't know that they even talk about sports cards. I've never heard them talk about sports cards, so I'm going to assume no, probably not. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But I picked what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, six, seven different guys that I like to watch and follow, and I do it for entertainment purposes any more than they do it for entertainment and slash monetary purposes, as they are pretty decent channels, and they've got enough to where they're probably monetized. That's great. That's wonderful. I just have time on my hands, so it's like it's all good. I don't have a whole lot else going on, so not a big deal. But to get started, I'll go with the Hobby Evolution Bow over there in the Windy City, Chi-Town, Million Cup Card Project. He does his show live, I think, every day. He's like on episode 2,764. But cool dude. I don't. I'm I'm up and awake that early, but a lot of times I'm also doing things, so I don't necessarily always have a chance to catch up or catch his episodes live. I just hair. There we go. But yeah, he's got good hobby news. He's a seller. Been doing it for a while. He's insightful. Talks about a lot of different things. Cool dude. I had a chance to chat with him, and yeah, it's great little show. Nothing bad at all to say about him. Wish him nothing but the best. He's been doing it consistently. That's another big thing about it. Being on here, whether you get 0 views or 50 views or 5 views, that's really not important. Not to me, at least. What is important though is the consistency of being on here and being able to, do what I want to do. There's not anything that's stopping me from being able to set up a stream now with this software, especially. I can do some different things, get some different folks. I can do all kinds of fun shit. So it'll give me more time to continue to not only learn all this digital craziness that I didn't grow up with. You know, in a lot of ways, I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to that because I didn't have the technology going into school, going out of school, during school. That this was like a big thing. Al Gore didn't invent the internet yet, baby. I don't know. That was a joke. Al Gore didn't invent the internet. That didn't happen. Anybody told you that fucking lied to you. They're not your friend. Don't listen to them. Uh, so yeah. Hobby Evolution, Million Cup Cards Project. Great show. Great guy from what I can tell. I can't say anything bad about him. So if you haven't tuned in, check him out. You can find him easy. Then I got Sportscard Radio. They're entertaining, those guys, whether they're solo or whether it's the two of them. I know that I tune in when I can. I think they're on Thursday nights. And then Ryan, I think is his name. He's on before that as well. And he's generally, sometimes he's on by himself doing his thing. But entertaining. They're all entertaining. Everybody's entertaining. And that's why I'm, you know, giving them shout outs, giving them props, whatever you want to call it, letting them know, whatever. It's all good. I like that. And then, maybe Thursday night they're on for an hour, maybe hour and a half, depending on what they're talking about and how many people are watching. Generally got a pretty good audience. So, you know, ah, they got some stuff they record throughout the week, like I said, to give you tidbits of information about what's going on with the hobby. You know, not so much as like selling advice or eBay sales, things of that nature, but just sports card news in general. Whereas Bo and Hobby Evolution, he's talking about his sales, he's talking about what he sells, etc., and how he does it, how he lists, etc. So different stuff. Then you got Sports Card Nonsense, Mike G, uh, Jesse Rhodes Gibson, you know, friends with both of those guys on Facebook, you know, communicated back and forth with them. Seem like real good guys. I know Mike just had a kid not that long ago. That's a life changer there. Not as much free time as one would think afterwards, to tell you that right now. I've got two of them. Not, see, mine are to a point where they're self sufficient. There's really, other than financially, of course, that you have to do with them when they get to that point. So that's helpful. They have that going forward to look forward to, Mike. So you'll get through this 18 years fly by. Trust me. Yeah. So in sports card nonsense, they've got a podcast. I think it's, from what I understand, the largest sports card podcast, talk show, whatever you want to call it, on podcasts. So check them out. They're on Facebook. Sports card nonsense. Can't go wrong. Next, I got Dan the Card Man. I'll tell you what, I like to call him Dan from Down Under, Australian Dan. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. I think that shit's awesome. He's in Australia, and he's got the Australian accent, and I think he puts on a great fucking show. He's got great information, and I'm not. Uh, let me let me digress, but I'm back to the sports guy nonsense guys. Don't be fooled by the name. They're talking about serious stuff and different things that are going on specifically with the hobby, whether it be current events, whether it be collecting, whether it be breaking, whether it be repacks. They talk about everything, and worth checking out if you haven't already. Subscribe, check it out. Those guys are great. Then, as far as Dan goes, one of my personal favorites, puts content out on the reg, and it's always great. Plus, Australian, like I said, so he's got that Australian accent. Don't hear that too often here in the Midwest. Not that, I've never heard a fucking Australian accent. I heard plenty of them. You know how many times I've seen Crocodile Dundee? More than you have by far. But even then, you know, growing up in the States and then moving around traveling, I had some friends that were from different parts of Australia. I think I had one or two friends that were from Melbourne, and then some friends that were from Sydney, and then some other guys that from Perth. And so, yeah, I've met quite a bit. And they've all been awesome people, super awesome people, super awesome people. But his show, Dan gets feisty sometimes. Somebody gets, if something happens in the hobby that is bad, Dan's gonna fucking find out and put you on blast and let you have that. Hey, I don't blame him one bit. He gets animated sometimes. I don't blame him either. Even me, you see me right now, I'm just chilling. But I'm not one that won't get animated. So don't get it twisted. I think Dan's show is great, very insightful, a lot of logic, a lot of information when it comes to certain topics in the hobby. And he collects a lot of other things besides the cards. He's got, I know he likes the Back to the Future stuff. He's got some of that in the background of the show, which is really cool. I love Back to the Future myself. Being I was born in the '70s. I lived through the '80s, like actually did things. By '90s, I was a grown, a big, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. So, yeah, firsthand real life experience shit. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what I got. That's what I like to, present. And going off topic, I'm not opposed to going off topic and getting into different things. My channel is my channel, whether I want to talk about sports cards, sports betting, or pivot to something else like politics or religion or history or Bigfoot, which that's a whole nother story. You can check out my YouTube, my Facebook on that. Bigfoot. Yeah, real shit. But not real shit at all. Bigfoot's not real. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to get thrown off. And don't get like scared because I got tattoos and piercings and all that good stuff. I don't doesn't interfere for me unless you do some fucked up shit, which honestly I've never had anybody do. All my information is public. I'm not hard to find if you really needed to find me for whatever reason, yada yada yada. But I've never had that issue. Not to say that we don't live in a crazy world that shit wouldn't happen, but fortunately enough, nobody's ever tested me to that extent, and I don't ever plan them to do so. But expect the unexpected. Plan for shit you don't necessarily plan for, and hope it never happens. Hope it never happens to you. Anyway, I'm getting off subject here about shit, and I don't mean to do that because I don't mean to take away from the time that I wanted to spend talking about Dan and his excellent show, which I greatly enjoy, obviously. But yeah, I think the show is awesome. I think that he has a lot of great talking points, and he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the hobby. And me, was he him and AIH, and I'll throw him and AIH in because I forgot to put AIH. Raul, uh, as much stuff as I see in the background, I'm thinking he's probably a Cubs fan as well. Maybe he's in Chi-Town. I've communicated with him a little bit here and there on the Instagram. I'm on that too, but I don't really do a whole lot on it. Honestly, I like Facebook primarily because it's absolutely fucking simple. It's been around long enough and hasn't changed enough to where I don't know how to use it. I could use that shit all day. Not that obviously YouTube, same kind of deal. I'm very comfortable with it now that I got this other software as a bridge in between what I'm doing and what I was doing. Then yeah, I expect to take full advantage of that, and then before I go all in, give it a test, see what I think, and go from there. But anyway, Dan, very insightful, very logical. Fucking him and AIH, great guys to watch, to get some information, to learn from, because you can learn something. You don't have to be influenced by anybody. You don't have to listen or be influenced by anybody. And that's not why I'm, you know, giving these guys shout outs, support, love, whatever you want to call it. They don't need me to do that. They didn't ask me to do that. And I'm doing it because I want to do that. And I didn't ask their permission. I hope they don't mind. I'm not, saying anything bad or negative. It's my way of, letting you guys get an idea of who I like to watch and who I enjoy listening to. And these are the guys. And there's other guys out there, but leave it to these guys. So Dan, the card man, Dan from down under, Australian Dan, love it, love it. And anytime anybody would ever love to collab with the player, hey man, multi-faceted when it comes to my mental. You know what I'm saying? I know, hey, I don't need to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back. Nothing like that. It's not what I do. It's not the way I operate. I just, I can talk and speak to a lot of different things. I'm not limited to just sports or sports cards, is what I'm saying. Nor am I limited to who I converse with or what we converse about. That's basically the point I'm trying to make. So that's what I am trying to convey. Yeah, would love to be able to communicate with other people, and if it's truly this kind of community that everybody likes to preach and talk about, that's great. I'm all for it. I'm not for everybody, but I'm all for it. And I can, whether I'm PG 13, R, and MA, TVMA, whatever the fuck I am. I don't know what I am. I'm just me. That's all I know how to be. So take it for what it is, but it's what you're gonna get. That's all I got. And then I got Sportscard Dad, Dustin. Communicated with him a little bit on the Instagram. Commented before on the show. A little bit of everything when it comes to the hobby, not necessarily only sports cards, but non-sports cards, comics, you know, video games, just a little bit of everything, but primarily sports cards. And when I say primarily sports cards, football, and then I heard them talk about basketball before. And these guys, they all, like if you're into traditional soccer or football, then Dan's probably going to be more privy to have that kind of information than I would say, Dustin. And then if you wanted to, talk about, let's say, Cubs baseball, I would say AIH and Bo and Hobby Evolution would be those guys that could answer those questions. And same with selling. You want to know some about selling? We'll get into this in a second. But yeah, Dustin on Sports Card Dad, very family friendly. You could watch it, and it's very good show, very well put together, and he speaks to a lot of great points in relation to the hobby. And then he, like I said, he collects other things as well. But I watched it for the sports card entertainment, so that's what I like. Excuse me. What we got? What time we got? 3:45. So what? Less than 2 hours, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy. Another Super Bowl. I'm ready for it. You saw the other day, I had Tony Paris and Anthony Randazzo on. It was a great show. I enjoyed it. We went back and forth on a lot of different things, and I think we were around for a couple hours at least. And it was a lot of fun because we all Chiefs fans. We all grew up together, and we all had the same opinion on the Chiefs. So we all pretty much said the same thing. The only difference is I, Tony thinks it's going to be a 10-point win by the Chiefs, but he doesn't consider that to be a blowout. You win by 10 points, you won. I wouldn't say blowout either, but pretty convincingly. We'll say that convincingly. I like that. That works. That's a non-threatening enough term, yet effective enough to get the point across. So I think that's legit. Yeah, that's legit. And then, like I said, Dustin, enjoy watching him. He's usually got about 10-minute videos. And for the most part, everybody I mentioned, with the exception of Bo, he'll put on a longer show. I'll put on a longer show. This is short for me. I'll talk all fucking day if I had to. NBA updates. Sorry about that. NBA and college basketball right now. Also watching all the above. That's what I like. I think we're all getting ready to start talking about that with the draft here before too long. Anyway, as far as the guys like me who also like to talk about sports, not just sports cards. So check out what I got to say, and I'll bring on some cats that know a thing or two about sports when it comes to basketball. I got some buddies that played, and yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Then, of course, the draft. We can talk about that. We'll leave my opinion about certain individuals to myself at this juncture and continue to move on. But yeah, Sports Card Dad, Dustin, great show. And I think he's in Carolina, maybe Georgia. I don't know, somewhere. And then I got this new cat, younger guy. All these motherfuckers are younger guys. Younger guy. Shit. I'm closer to 50 than I am fucking 40. So everybody is a younger guy at this point. It's all good though. Not hating. I remember being young. It was wonderful. Most of it. But this guy, SCV, and I'll tell you what, he's like a kindred spirit. He's like an old soul. He's like a grumpy old man in a young man's body with knowledge. He's a testament to this younger generation that's full of dumb shits and just fucking excuse making morons that you can't even fucking. No. This guy, I think he's 21 years old. I believe his name is Dylan, if I'm not mistaken. He's a YouTube. He's got a channel on YouTube that he uses to primarily promote himself and his products. His products are primarily uh, football. I've seen a little bit of basketball, but see, he sells a lot of Caleb Williams stuff, a lot of collegiate, a lot of Leaf, a lot of wild card. He talks about quite a bit. He puts on a great show, very structured. You know what I mean? He's got everything in line. He and he's very but I guess I don't want to use militaristic, but he's got that militaristic mindset slash that business mindset. And he's aggressive, and I like that. That's the kind of shit we need, especially for that younger generation to be a go getter like that. And if he's been doing this as a business for the last 5 or 6 years, doing well at it, making money, selling, whether you're selling a card and it's $100 card or $500 or 5,000 or a 5-figure, 6-figure card, even there's plenty of that out there. This is one of those cats that could speak to that and give you details. And fuck, this guy can put on a clinic for you on how to sell, what to sell, when not to sell, how he comes to what to sell, when to sell, and what not to sell. So very entertaining. I enjoy watching him. Like I said, he's a younger guy. Usually, I don't fuck with them cats. You know, and I'm not, salty old fucking man or whatever they say. But yeah, I see where he's coming from when he talks about some of these salty motherfuckers. I get it. Not gonna be me though. No, no. But yeah, those are the guys. So Dan the Card Man, AIH Sports, Sportscard Dad, SCV Sports, Sportscard Nonsense, Sportscardradio, Hobby Evolution. Love those guys. Love their content. Hope they continue to put it out and do well. Then one more cat. I didn't put him in here, but I will. The big sports guy, and big is with three eyes. He's got a channel out there. And he talks about the hobby just as much as everything else, and he speaks to some other things as well. And nothing that's specific unless you ask him something specific, but he's entertaining and he's knowledgeable just like the rest of these individuals are. And I encourage you to give him a look, check him out, see what you think. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not going to steer you in the wrong direction. I'm your friend. I'm Russian, bro. I'm here for you. But I'm going to publish this now, ending the stream, and then I'm going to see how it did. So I wish everybody the best, and I hope you guys enjoy watching the Super Bowl. Hope you put your money on the Chiefs. And I hope that I'm not wrong. So that's all I got, guys, for now. We'll be back later. Let's have a great rest of this weekend, and go Chiefs. Peace.